Alright, so today we'll be doing a short shifter on the Make-2 GTI. So I'm just gonna go and move the gear lever from first to second, so you see the motion that the shifter linkages do. This is the shifter linkage, and this is the front of the car. That's the rear. This is the shift. This is the main linkage right here. And it should not be loose here. I already just loosened the bolt on the side. So what this does is it changes between the front and backwards motion on the shifter. So if you move it front and back, this one moves right to left. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from first, second and third and just watch the motion on this lever. So as you can see, it moves from side to side. So for a short shifter, what you want to happen is this is the way the shifter linkages connects to the transmission. So right over here, behind here's a nut. Right over here is where you have your main linkage connecting to the gears. So what you want to happen is that this movement, this distance, this pin moves. This joint moves, this distance you want less, and once you make it less, you also increase the force that is required to do this. That means if your force is less, if your distance is less, then your force has to be more. So that's one thing you should keep in mind when doing this. So what I'm gonna do, and what makes this a little different from the conventional Make 1, Make 2, Make 3 short shifter, is I'm gonna do a double short shifter modification. And what I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna make this hole a little bit lower. I'm gonna do this on a spare arm that I have lying, which I got for the second transmission. Make the hole lower, so that means it only has to move like a finger's width before doing this whole motion. And as well, I'm gonna also, if you can see back here, over here, this arm, I'm gonna make it longer. So that means a little motion from the shifter would have more of a travel if it's further from the pivot back here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to extend this with a piece of metal welded on. I think I have extra bushing, so I'm going to leave this bushing in place. Obviously going to remove it while welding, but I'm going to leave it in place, and so I can just experiment with the linkages and see how much the force difference actually makes. So I'm going to remove this linkage right here, and then I'm going to take my spare arm and remove this whole arm over here, and these just remove with a clip, like this clip over here. This is the appropriate VW clip. It just slides out to the side, like so. The other one is supposed to be the same clip, but someone lost it and replaced it with a keyring. So I'm gonna make my own clip to replace this keyring, and I think I'm gonna make it out of a keyring because I think I'm gonna make it out of a keyring because keyrings are fairly hard and don't wear as easily as just a little thin wire. So I'll get you guys back when I'm at the table. Okay, so final note on this, and I want to tell you guys why I extended that arm over there. And it is because if you keep it in the same location, right back in that hole, it would twist this whole arm back slightly. So this arm would be pointing in that direction, and all of this changes how your shifter feels, and it changes how it binds. So if it goes to that back hole and has to move forwards here, it would be pointing in that direction and cause binding. Alright, so I'm just gonna do a short comparison between how it is right now and how it's going to be. So I'm gonna put the ruler up against the center console, which is not going to move. And as you can see, it's right there, 20.5 centimeters from the console. So now I'm gonna put it in third gear. And it's at 11.5. So that would make it a 9 centimeters throw from third to neutral. So now it's back in neutral. I'm gonna put it into fourth and see how far that is. It's 26.5 from the console. So that's a backwards throw of 6 centimeters. So 9 forwards and 6 backwards, that's it's 15 centimeters total throw in third to fourth. So I'm just going to compare the third and fourth because they do seem pretty similar to first and second throw. And we'll have a look at it afterwards with all the different settings. Alright, so this is the comparison with the settings I just showed you. So it's currently at 16, yeah, I'll call it 16 centimeters from the front. And in third gear, it's about at 10. So that's a forwards throw of 4 centimeters. And backwards in fourth gear, about 21 centimeters. So that's a back throw of 5 centimeters. So 4 forwards and 5 back. And it does feel much more notchy. It's not the shortest throw you can go. I think you can go slightly more. And I'll actually test the other setting with the least throw possible on my current setup. Just to have you guys see the shortest throw you can possibly have. Okay, so we'll switch it down from, this is the second hole from the top. Move it down 1 hole. Okay, so that should be the shortest throw possible in this car with the current setup. So you can see there the other hole over there. Instead of that original hole, I'm using that hole and the lowest possible hole. 1, 2, third one. 15. So 15 centimeters in the middle. Forwards. Keep the tape measure level. And it's at 11. So from 15 to 11, that's 4 centimeters forwards, which I think is the same as previously. But as you can see, that backwards throw is quite a bit shorter. And you can see I'm struggling to move it slightly because it is slightly more difficult now. And the back throw, it is at 19.5, so that's about 4.5 centimeters back throw. So as you can see, that's very little difference in throw, but I do feel quite a bit more resistance in shifting. You guys can try this on your own, and I found it quite an easy project, quite enjoyable. Probably took me about 3 hours to to finish it, and it makes your cars feel a lot more sporty. Another thing I want to say is the distance between the holes that I drilled on the arms and the linkages. I drilled them just far enough so that the bushings, the plastic bushings which go in the hole, don't overlap each other. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe if you want to see some more Turbo VW content. Peace.